And good afternoon, Chris.
Hello, sir. How are we?
Oh, fantastic. Good afternoon to everybody who's joining us today, this Thanksgiving Eve. I doubt that a lot will because most people are out partying and having a good time already.
That's right. It's the biggest drinking day of the year, isn't it?
Biggest drinking day of the year. And I was supposed to go out tonight. I haven't had a drink in quite a while, but I had a couple of beers on vacation back
Okay.
in July. But that was it, a couple of beers. And so tonight was going to be my night to go out with my wife. And we were going to go out. We had a designated driver. We are going to go out to a bar. We're going to see a band. We are going to go see Motorhead.
Okay.
Now, our DD, the couple we were supposed to go out with, didn't make plans. I guess didn't reserve a table. So now we're fucked. And we're not going anywhere. We're going to go out working. And what else is new?
Right.
I am thankful for a lot of things. I'm thankful to be alive today. There's no doubt about it. But I swear, before the show, I'm sitting there thinking, like, you ever have like that one of those days where it seems like, all right, everything seems to be going all right, and then one thing after another just starts piling up and shit starts breaking down and ends up being like, you got to be kidding me.
Right. Oh, yeah. I have those all the time.
Days, man. One of those days.
Well, it happens, man.
I started thinking about like life in general.
Okay.
And I started thinking, I took advantage of like times back in the day, but I really miss those times. Like, look, I am grateful and thankful that I have the family that I have because I got a great family. I have a wonderful wife, wonderful, beautiful daughter, and everything else. But I'm not going to lie. Like, when I look back at my life and I go, man, all right, I used to be the guy standing up on stage in front of thousands of people, bringing on concerts, and then, being the most popular guy at the bars. The beverages were flowing. Everything was one big ass fucking party. The next morning, I didn't know which girl I woke up with, and it was just the good old days, dude. And I'm thankful that I had those days, and sometimes I wish I just could go back and have one more of them.
Dude, I think we all do that. I mean, I literally have books about my debauchery.
Yeah.
And you talk about, when you've gone 9 straight days of 18 straight hours a day working, and you look over and you see that book, and that book is just screaming, yeah, went out, smoked pot, got blown. It's like, God damn it. What happened to me? Now I'm a business guy. How did that happen?
Look, I'm not complaining. Like I said, I mean, I'm lucky to be alive. I got the one leg thing happening and all that kind of stuff. But you look back and you sit there and go, shit, dude. Like, I remember going down to the Odeon and hanging out in the green room with, some of these bands that were like really hot at the time. And then you walk out on stage, you bring them out, and sure, all the girls wanted to sleep with the band, but if they couldn't get with the band, the next year was the radio guy that brought them out onto the stage. So it was all right. It was a party, and now I'm sitting there going, well, hey, tonight I'm doing a podcast. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'm going to sit home and watch a movie.
Hang out with Chris for a couple hours, maybe talk about vagina or something like that, from 5:30 to 6, and then I'm going to go work for a little while, and I'll probably be in bed by 10 because I ain't got shit else to do. What the fuck? What the hell happened?
Dude, but that's everybody, man.
That's not everybody.
It is everybody.
There are people out there that are absolutely going to party their asses off tonight, get laid, have a good time, do some coke, and enjoy the rest of their evening, dude.
Yeah, they're all in their 20s.
Come on.
You age out of stuff, dude. You do.
I refuse to believe that.
You do. Everybody does eventually, unless you're Billy Morris. He's the only one that still gets to be 20. But
see,
everybody else has aged out of. Everybody else that I came up with is now, truthfully, I'm the wild child of everybody else that I came up with. I hear all their stories like, oh, me and the wife, we're gonna go shopping tonight, and then we're gonna go and we're gonna rent a movie. We're we're gonna stream Notebook 2 or whatever. It's like, oh my God.
What's crazy is that we don't even go shopping anymore.
Right.
Now everything is online. So most of my gifts have already been ordered, already coming in the mail, and I don't even get to go to a mall anymore. what the hell is going on here? It's the busiest bar night of the year, and my fat ass is thinking about going out. I'm trying to make some money, and then
yeah, but you don't want to be out you don't want to be out today. And again, this is the age talking. Why? Because it's rookie night.
So what?
So you don't want to die in a car. You don't want to die in a car by some rookie that drinks 4 times a year. Not you, the other people on the road.
Right. You don't think about that once you've been drinking. You know that.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is I never thought about it when I was doing it. You never would catch me in on a Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve, or New Year's Eve, or any of the drinking holidays, St. Patrick's Day or whatever. You never would have caught me in my 20s. Now I just look at those days and I'm like, let somebody else get that DWI. I'll wait till a Tuesday when nobody's going to bust me.
Look, I understand. I had plenty of those days where, that was a big mistake. But I remember we were driving home, and I think it was the Thanksgiving Eve, because it was one of these road trip party nights that I had out, and this one was in Amherst, right?
Right.
And back then, my wife, we weren't married. She lived in Euclid. So Amherst to Euclid's a haul, dude.
Sure.
And we were at this bar out there, and man, it was just one thing after another. People kept buying, and I was stupid and said, I can make it home. And I'm on the highway, and I look down, I'm doing like 18 miles an hour, dude, on 90. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. We got to get off the highway and go to like a hotel or something. Ain't going to make it home on this. This was stupid.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we all made mistakes. Luckily didn't end up in any casualties or arrests or anything like that.
I think anybody that says that they didn't drive drunk in their 20s didn't have fun.
But
I really think that.
Yeah. I mean, look, the best night ever, and I shouldn't say ever, I was driving after drinking some, but we decided to take a long way home from Avon to Cleveland. So
okay,
we were going down Lake Road. It's a straight shot all the way from Avon, and then you go through, all the Westlake, Rocky River, and all that kind of stuff, get Lakewood, and get to Cleveland. And we lived in Cleveland.
Right.
And so I got this car, man. It's a souped up, tinted windows. It was a Ford. It was a Ford Cougar, I think, Mercury Cougar, whatever, Cougar. And it had like ground effects on it, tinted windows, cherry red paint job with like flame stripes and shit, dude. It was a badass car. Drove like shit, but it looked badass.
Right.
I mean, everywhere you went, it was like, hey, that's a nice car. But I'm driving this thing, and it even had like hood pins in it, dude. Like it was souped up fucking car.
Sure.
And we're driving down Lake Road, and after DJing at the bar, and man, I got pulled over, and I was like, oh shit. This is not going to be good. My wife was sitting there. She's all, hey. And the cop comes up and he goes, whew. You can smell it.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Out the window. And he's like, are you Seth? I'm like, yeah. He's like, from the radio station, Seth? I was like, yeah. From MMS at the time. And he's like, man, you need to slow down and you need to go home.
Right.
I said, I understand, sir. I get it. I mean, I wasn't to the point where I couldn't think or anything like that. I was coherent.
Sure.
And so I'm like, thank God, man. I'm doing the sign of the cross, taking off. Got out of that one. Yay. And not even like 2 miles down the road, we get to like the next city.
Right.
And this cop is coming at us. And all of a sudden he just turns around, dude.
Woo.
And woo, I get lit up again. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Lit up twice on the way home.
Sure.
And cop comes up to the window. I roll down the window and he goes, I thought the last guy told you to slow down and go home. I am going home. He must have had a radio or something to talk to this guy.
Right.
I told him what kind of car I was driving. And
sure.
And he let me go and I went home. And everything was fine.
Sure.
But you make mistakes, dude. I'm again thankful today that I didn't have any issues with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I've been in that situation, dude, with the same type of thing. I used to drink. There was a record store called Disc Den over in Solon.
Yeah.
And me and the owner were really good friends and still good friends. But he liked I would stay till closing and then he would take me somewhere to have dinner. Like we would go to whatever restaurant to have dinner. And what dinner really meant was a sandwich and a shit ton of drinks.
Yeah.
So one night we went up. I don't remember if it's Twinsburg or Stowe or wherever it was, but it was this Mexican restaurant up 91. And we must have drank 10 pitchers of margaritas between the two of us. I mean, we were hammered. And I was driving back home from this Mexican restaurant. I'm driving through Twinsburg, and right in front of the post office, woo! I was like, oh, fuck, I'm done. I knew if I took a blow test, I was going to melt the fucking blow tester thing, because I was seriously probably 1.6 to 2.2. I mean, I was fucked up, really bad. And I don't even roll. It was one of those where I didn't even roll the window down, and I contemplated being the asshole, but tap on the window, and I was like, yeah. And I'm looking even straight at it. I won't even look, and he's like, Aiken. And I was like, oh shit. I look, and it was my friend Josh McTarian, the cop that got killed.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was a very good friend of mine. And he taps on my window, and I roll my window down, and he goes, "Are you drunk?" And I said, "Are you asking me as Officer McTarian, or are you asking me as Josh?" And he goes, "Just tell me the answer." I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty fucked up." And he's like, "Okay, here's what we're going to do. You are going to follow me directly to your house. If you swerve, you're going to jail. If you hit my car, you're going to jail. If you stop, you're going to jail. Do you understand?" And I was like, yeah. And sure enough, he literally gave me like police escort to my house.
That's awesome.
At like 2 a.m. And I got home, and then the very next day he showed up at my house just to rip me. He's like, "You could have cost me my fucking job, you asshole." I was like, "Sorry, man. I'm sorry."
That's cool.
But yeah, Josh was a good dude, man. I miss that cat.
Amen. Real quick, unfortunately, Natalie's daughter, Jennifer, I know, has been at the emergency room since the morning. She has an appendix issue, going to remove it today, 6 p.m. Probably on Friday, so they're going to celebrate their Thanksgiving next weekend.
Oh, that's sad.
Sorry to hear that, Natalie. Please give her, Scott, my best.
Yeah.
She's a nice lady. So.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. Terrible stuff.
Mm-hmm. But as long as they caught it, and it's not, the bad thing where you get what do you get from that, sepsis or whatever?
I've had that.
From your, the secretions getting in your bloodstream or whatever. Well, as long as they caught it, that's the good news. Take it as the positive. At least it's caught and handled.
Yeah, I had the whole sepsis thing with the leg. So
yeah, I did the gangrene with my elbow.
I had that too.
Somehow they fixed that.
I had a little bit of everything, if you will.
Of course. You and I could tell stories for days on just medical bullshit.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure there's many more headed my way.
Never know. Dude, I thought it's funny because I had 22 surgeries after my accident. 22. And I can remember distinctly after the very last one, the doctor said, "You're probably going to have touch-up surgeries about every 2 or 3 years for the rest of your life." And I was like, okay. I haven't had any.
There you go.
None. And I'm fine. I mean, I wouldn't mind maybe getting them to do another Z-plasty on my shoulder, and just so that, because my shoulder only has like about 80% mobility in it. But other than that, I could take it or leave it. I mean, I'm fucking 56 years old. How many times am I reaching over my head to move boxes or some shit anymore? Anymore, it's like, "Hey, come here and do that for me," or "I'll pay you to do it."
Tom, check it in. Happy Thanksgiving to First Class Turkeys. Absolutely, we are.
Thank you, Tom.
You stuffed meat you're going to eat for a year.
Yes.
Tom has in the Fifth Wheel, I believe, have a new song out. We're going to play that next week on the show, and I'm going to use it for Bob's show. A little bit.
Oh, very cool.
It's very good. Very good stuff.
Yeah, I heard it. He texted me last night with it. And
I like it? I thought it was great, man.
It's a good song. Great song.
I was playing it, actually, and I was loading into the system this morning at the studio, and I was enjoying it thoroughly. So
nice.
Got the Fifth Wheel if you get a chance anytime.
Yeah. Great band.
Tom's a good guy. But yeah, I don't know. Once everything started going kind of downhill today, because I was really in like a great mood this morning. I was like bouncing
Sure.
around. I'm like, oh yeah. One day and I got a 4-day weekend.
Right.
And now I'm sitting there going, man, my life went from literally like all the great stuff you can imagine, partying and chicks and this, that, and the other thing, to at some point tonight, I'm going to go into the fridge and put my glasses on so I can see well enough to look at the directions on the turkey to see how many hours I got to cook it for tomorrow.
Right.
I mean, that's my life now. And and then my back starts hurting when I'm standing too long in the kitchen trying to do stuff. So it's just, okay. It's so, like, come on, man. It can't go from, yeah, to,
Right.
And look, my wife would probably say the same thing.
Sure.
I mean, I was a party girl back in the day, had a good old time, and now she's stuck with this.
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite Thanksgiving we ever had, it snowed like a son of a bitch when we were dating one year.
Sure.
Actually, we didn't date that long before we got married, but when we were dating, it was Thanksgiving, and it was snowing like a son of a bitch, like the day before. And so we ended up getting a hotel room on the east side somewhere, and we watched a marathon of Deadliest Catch, but that's not the only marathon that took place that night. And
Right.
it was, and then we went down to we were able to walk to a bar and have a good time. And now I'm going to, again, roll the turkey over so I can see the directions and how many times I have to baste it with fucking butter. And that's what my life has become.
Yeah, well, dude, you're getting old. I hate to tell you, this is
No,
not
it's-
your
I-
life.
I
It's
don't-
not your life falling apart. It's your life. You're aging out of stuff. You're just aging out of stuff.
Look, I decided a long time ago that I was not going to age out of anything. I am perpetually 18 years old, 21 years old, whatever you want to call me, and I want to stay that way. I don't like responsibility, and I don't enjoy it. And I enjoy living a life of happiness, and I like Peter Pan, dude. I want to be that. And so, I'm going to resist it as long as I possibly can. I think I'm fairly responsible, keep down a job and, that kind of stuff. I've got a family and all that, but I don't want to be completely responsible and lose the Seth that I like.
You want to be the old guy in the bar that everybody looks at kind of funny because he really doesn't belong in the bar anymore.
Like, it started to hit me a little bit on Blue Sky,
Mm-hmm.
and which, if you don't know, is that app that all the liberals are going to. Blue Sky.
Sure.
I am completely and totally trolling the hell out of Blue Sky. Like, I'm making it my mission. I think I have like 60 posts already on Blue Sky, and I don't think I've had 3 on Twitter. But it's my mission to just piss the people off on Blue Sky. But now I realize that these kids are actually smart, and they're easy. They know how to use computers and memes and all this kind of stuff. And dude, I'm getting roasted like a fucking turkey on that site. People are making pictures of me, like not being able to put blocks into shapes. They're calling me prune face, and they say I look like an alcoholic and all that. I haven't had a drink in like 2 years, except for like 2 beers. And I'm getting called all kind of shit, dude. And they're really, some of it's really funny. But then I'm trying to come back at these kids, and I feel like a fucking moron. Like I'm on Blue Sky talking shit to kids that are probably like 16, 17 years old.
Why do you worry about it?
I don't know, because again, I think that I'm 16, 17 years old sometimes.
That's funny.
There's a man of leisure. No, Seth is an idiot. Seth goes to this stupid site. I mean, have you been on Blue Sky lately?
I go over there and just throw links. I don't really spend much time there. I'm not trolling, so to speak.
I am, and it's not going well for me. Happy Thanksgiving to Jake as well. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, Jake.
I can't be bothered with the liberal echo chamber.
But like, it's so funny because every time that they come up with like a clever thing back at me, I'm trying my best to come up with something to go back at them. Who am I, dude? I'm like, I swear to God, I've been called retarded 45 times on Blue Sky.
Do you remind them that you're not allowed to say that word?
Well, I did, and then I don't know. It's not going well for me.
Now, and the funny thing is, Blue Sky will be gone in like a month.
Well, it's been around for a long time.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah.
Blue Sky has been around like 3 weeks.
No, it's been around for a while.
No, it hasn't.
People are using it. Yes. Look it up. It's been around for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought I saw that it was like 21 days old or something.
21 days old for the liberals to switch platforms to go with that.
Yeah, whatever. It'll be the same direction as Threads and Parler and everything else. Because liberal media as a liberal only establishment can never survive. It's boring.
Well, I mean, that's the sad part. Is most of it is just cats and stuff that people are posting, which is ridiculously horrible. But then I seek out like the politicians, like Adam Kinzinger and then George Takei, of course, is on there. Cubans on there and stuff like that. And I'm just constantly harassing the shit out of them.
Yeah.
But then I post stuff like, hey, or Merry Christmas. Santa came early and dropped off a Trump gift that'll last 4 years for all of you. Right. And then I get all the shit kicked at me and. Terrible.
Speaking of Mark Cuban, did you see the picture of his turkey for Thanksgiving?
Not. I bought the same turkey for my wife.
That, of course, was posted by Antonio Brown, the Steeler wide receiver.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, it's just stupid. But that's funny.
So I found out today liberals can say retard because they are enlightened and elite.
Is that it?
But yeah, I've been called retarded 45 times. It's so funny.
That is funny.
Did you know they're still counting votes?
I saw that today. I was like, why is it that 48 states or whatever were able to count their 3 to 10 million or whatever votes?
You know what they're doing? They're going to mail in as many votes
as they need
to give her the popular vote and then go ahead and say that we need to get rid of the Electoral College. I mean, that's their whole goal here. Look, we never had an election where for how many years we have elections? They've always been done like the next day.
Yeah.
But no. This one will take 6 months before they count the last vote.
Yeah, and conveniently, it's only in what, the 2 states that are like the most heavily questionable.
Right. California,
and isn't the other Arizona? Aren't they still counting too? I think Arizona's still counting too, but
I'm the retarded one.
Yeah, well, you can't see that. They're just being sure that they're correct, dude. Yeah, I didn't like Parler at all.
What was Parler?
It's still Parler. Parler was the one that was started by Dan Bongino. And they had it, and it was going along pretty good when Twitter was censoring everything. And all the Republicans went to it. And then all at once, Apple and Google took it off the Play stores, off of the iOS stores. And then they had their server company pulled and everything else. So they had to find some bullshit server company somewhere in Vietnam and rebuild it. And, they had to do all kinds of hoops, but it never recovered. It's still out there. It's garbage, but it's still out there.
There was one. Periscope is what I'm thinking of.
Oh, Periscope? Yeah.
Wasn't that like a video thing?
Yeah. Twitter just took that capability and morphed it into Twitter.
Oh. Because I joined that one when it came out.
Yeah. I hated Periscope with the 10-second videos or whatever. Yeah. I fucking hated that.
And then like Vine or something?
Yeah, that was Vines. What was Periscope? Periscope was what? Just live video? It was just live video, and Vines was the ones that was 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we need, dude. We need like an app.
An app?
I'm not talking about like the CMS app. I'm talking like an app that we can, make stuff and like people can join it and do shit.
Like what?
I don't know. There's got to be something new.
Look, we can't get 10 people to join fucking Minds, and you think we're gonna spend $10,000 on an app?
Get people to join Minds. They just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, I mean, but you think we're gonna drop $7,000 to $10,000 on a fucking crazy app that can do a bunch of shit?
It can't cost $10,000.
They do.
A way to make a free app.
Yeah, that doesn't do anything.
No.
That's what the free apps do. Nothing.
We can come up with our own TikTok or something.
I think it's already been done, man.
No, there's got something that hasn't been done.
What would you like to create?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. You're the tech guy. You're the
and I'm the tech guy that knows not to even bother. Not to even bother.
That's losing a little bit of foresight there, Chris.
I don't want.
You need to get motivated.
I agree with Tom 1,000,000% here. Another social app. Good point. The point. No.
Okay. Well, then it's got to be something other than social. Maybe we can do something a little bit more creative than another social app.
Like what? There's every way to shop. There's every way to. Now you got AI. So anything you can think of can be answered on AI. What's left?
I don't know. That's why I'm coming to you with the. I'm just trying to make a quick buck here. You don't seem to understand. Mine's cost $5. Mines.com/Seth Williams Show. You can see the extra content today at 5:30.
And oh boy, do I have some doozy content. Just so people know up front, I have content that's going to end up being the most horrifying that we've covered to date.
It cannot be. We've talked about everything.
Okay. Challenge accepted.
Well, maybe that's our app. Maybe we come up with a dirty, nasty app, like a sex, but not like a Pornhub kind of thing, but like something different.
Just like Filthy Talk, filthytalk.org or Filthy Talk app.
Yeah.
We'd never get it in the app stores. That's the big problem is you still got to convince Apple and Google that, let us in.
Well, they get a cut of the money, don't they?
They don't care. They do not care.
I don't know how that works.
What, an app?
Does like whoever picks up the app, like an Apple or whatever it is, do they get like a cut of the?
Yeah. Oh, dude, they rape. That's why you'll see a lot of companies that say, if you're going to sign up with us, sign up on our website. Don't do it a lot of people say it point blank. Don't do it in the app. Because especially Apple, if you sign up for, let's say you have a pay service, like Minds. Like if we had our Minds as an app on whatchamacallit, on the Apple Store, they would take 40% of everything that went through there. Yes, I do remember Cooter Smiles. That was one of my websites that for a while that I was working on, Cooter Smiles.
I'm assuming that's not up anymore.
No. It was some dirty something that I spit out my mouth on the CMS one night, and then we just ran with it and registered the website and everything else.
Does not open. But like, I don't even know how this stuff works. Like with like our show, say we actually started making money on the show,
mm-hmm.
and we have it on all the different sites like Amazon, Apple, and all that.
Yeah, sure.
Do they end up getting money out of that or no?
Like, they don't right now because we don't have an app that's in their app store that people sign up through. But like here's how you know this is a better way to explain it. You know Peacock, correct?
I do.
If you sign up for Peacock on the website, you can watch it on the Peacock app or whatever that you would download through the app store. But if you buy it through, if you put the app on your phone first and then you push the button or whatever to sign up for a subscription through the app, Apple will take, I think it's 30% from each payment that is made to it because it runs through their app store. 30%. It's crazy. And Seth freezes up. All right. I guess this is going to be one of them shows. Motherfuck. All right. And there goes Seth. And there goes me because I'm going to play a commercial and see what's going on. And we'll be back with more, hopefully. Here in a minute, it is Chris Aiken Presents. Or no, it's not. It's the Seth Williams Show. Shit. All fucked up.
The biggest and the best heavy metal radio station is CMS Network Now. With over 5,000 heavy metal songs from all the subgenres and eras of metal, it ranges far more than almost any station broadcasting today. You can also listen to great radio shows like Charlie Kendall's Metal Shop, the shows of the CMS Network, and even the full episodes of the Classic Metal Show with the music. Visit CMS Network now at www.cmsradio.net or on the CMS Network app in both the iOS or Android stores. There's no need to listen anywhere else for the best heavy metal ever created.
My porn site crashed everything.
That's what you get. What are you doing watching that porn during the show?
Well, you got to do what you got to do. I don't know what the hell happened. All of a sudden, there was like a power surge, and
out you went.
And out I went.
Yeah.
So now I'm on a different internet. I don't know whose, but I'm on somebody else's.
Nice.
I saw an available internet connection, so I took it.
Yeah, well, that's good. Good enough. So, anyway, so what do you want to talk about here?
I have no idea.
I don't have any idea.
What's going on, man? I mean, like, the Browns play this weekend.
Yeah,
it's the Christmas Seth show. Just admit it. See?
Admit what? This is the Seth Williams show. It says it right on it.
Seth's Porn and Politics app.
Well, there you go. We could do that. Still, it cost a bunch of money to build.
So you were explaining, and I don't know how it works.
Well,
does Joe Rogan have to pay like money to Apple and that kind of stuff? Do they take a cut of his on Spotify or anything like that?
No, but if somebody signs up, if somebody downloads the free Spotify on their phone and then signs up for a premium subscription, Spotify will be paying Apple 30%. 30% of their fee. But if you sign up for it on the website, then you can just put the username and password on the app on the phone and you don't pay. So that's why a lot of companies tell people do not sign up. Do not sign up on the app. Go to the website and sign up. A lot of companies give a break. They give you like 10% if you sign up on the app because it makes them more money in the long run.
Apple, YouTube makes money from ads. Well, we don't have. What if I just like do this? What if I just go and then freeze, and then everybody thinks the show's over?
Oh, works for me.
No, we got extra content tonight. I'm looking forward to the extra content tonight.
Oh, me too.
So what are your plans for tomorrow? Everybody's got to have Thanksgiving plans.
Just a chill day with my mom. I'm going over there in the afternoon, having a little dinner, watching some football.
Does she cook?
Yeah, she's cooking, which I'm looking forward to. So, yeah, but it's just me and her. No
kids.
No, kids are going to their moms. So, I shall not see my kids tomorrow. But
so my mother-in-law, I don't know if I said it on here the other day, but she mistakenly thought that Thanksgiving was last week.
Okay.
And so she took her turkey out like a week and a half in advance, and it was too soon. And so she ended up making her turkey on Sunday, which we weren't able to go and join her because we had other plans. But I guess the rest of the family went over there, except for some people that still hate Trump voters. But so tomorrow I'm cooking, and I asked my wife to ask her mom if she wanted to come over here.
Right.
But apparently that's not going to happen for whatever reason. So it's just me, my wife, and daughter. And I bought like a 17-pound turkey. And so I have a 17-pound turkey. I have mashed potatoes, stuffing, corn, green bean casserole, all this stuff, pumpkin pie, sugar-free cheesecake, all this shit, dude. I got literally a feast ready for tomorrow. And it's just going to be the three of them.
That's good.
Dude,
there's nothing better than leftover Thanksgiving. Come on.
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
There's nothing better. There's no better meal than leftover Thanksgiving meal. Come on.
I'm excited for it, I guess. It's nothing. I'm a weird person because I love my family, of course. My family.
Who don't?
Love my family.
Mm-hmm.
Love Heather's family. They're great people. But I'm a very antisocial individual. You know how you said the other day that you don't like getting presents and stuff like
right.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's kind of me around family.
Right.
Like in general. Forget about gifts and stuff. I just don't. I'm able to go on the radio and talk to 100,000 people without even thinking about it. I'm able to get in front of a crowd of 20,000 on stage and introduce a band and get the crowd hyped up and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
If you put me around 6 people at a family gathering, I want to shoot myself in the face. Not because I don't like them, but because I'm just not that guy. Dude.
Sure. Dude, I say that all the time to people and they laugh at me, but I am immensely shy. If you can believe that. I am not comfortable. Like if I'm at a party or something and there's like 2 people that I don't know,
right.
I'm literally the guy that hibernates in the corner for a while until I get a couple drinks in me and then I just loosen up. But
yeah, if I was doing that, then I'm the same way.
You know, I'm never, and I'm the exact same way. I have no problem being in front of the TV and the microphone and, you know, or on a stage or whatever. And I have no problems with 4,000 people saying, "Oh, you fucking fat piece of shit, you're stupid," you know, in comments or what. I have no problem with any of that. But put me in front of 2 people that I don't know that are friendly, and I'm like, "Hey, how you doing?" You know, I'm hiding.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm the same way. I just don't. And a lot of it comes from. I feel like when we do this kind of stuff, you kind of have to be on, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the character side sometimes,
mm-hmm.
and enjoy talking and having a good time and doing it on a microphone. And I could be a lot more myself on a microphone sometimes than I can be around other people. When I'm around other people, I sure as hell I'm not going to say, "What the fuck, motherfucker." I'm not going to.
And that's what it is you got to pretend you're something you're not, at least for a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's the uncomfortable part.
And nobody's going to want to hear this show sitting at a dining room table.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's different. And it's different to sit and talk. I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
And again, when I get in one-on-one, it's the same kind of thing. I don't know what they're expecting. I don't know what somebody wants out of me. Like, are they expecting Seth from the radio, or are they expecting the guy who honestly would rather just curl up, suck his thumb, and lay in a corner somewhere watching South Park? I mean,
I will say I'm not that different. I mean, for me, it just takes a minute to warm up. I don't like to come into a room full of strangers and automatically be on. You know, but once I get there, I'm fine. Once I get, like I said, once I get a drink or 2 in me, I'm good. But dude, I got to tell you, I had an hour-long conversation about the conversation we had Monday, right after the show Monday.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
I was going to, dude, all right, I got to tell you.
All right, go ahead.
Let's recap a little bit for the other people that may have missed it. So we had our guest canceled. We have that rescheduled.
Yes.
But we ended up talking relationships and getting into a long relationship talk. And I think that you need analyzed, because I think you have some deep-seated issues that prevent you from actually having a decent relationship. And you say that your relationship with your girlfriend is in such a way that you're selfish, kind of, in a way.
Yes.
You think about yourself and you don't think about her as much. Whatever she wants to do, go ahead and do. Correct. So anyways, I was approached by a couple of people in my family going, "That can't be really what Chris is like." I said, "You don't know. You don't understand. That's Chris."
That is me.
That's just Chris. That's who he is.
Yeah.
I was like, love it or leave it. That's what he is. And I'm the same way. You love it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the way that I am, but I am who I am, and I'm honest about it, at least.
Sure.
And so you were honest about your girl, and apparently your girl had an issue with.
She didn't have an issue, not at all. Just the opposite. Just the opposite of that. She felt the same way. She was 1,000% behind it. She didn't hear it, but she asked, like I told her, I said, I was talking to her and I said, "You were a big topic today on the show." And she was like, "Why?" And I said, "Because Seth doesn't believe that me and you have this relationship, this not dating, do what you want, just, it is what it is relationship." And she's like, "Well, that's that." And I asked her, I will tell you, I did ask her about coming on the show, and she said, "No way."
Okay. How many times do you see her a month?
3, 4. Not a ton. Not.
That's it?
Yeah. I don't. Not like every other day or nothing. No.
Is it mainly for sexual relations?
No. It's just, I mean, it's just hanging out, having dinner, hanging out, watching tunes, getting high, whatever.
She's more like a buddy then.
Okay.
Do you call her a girlfriend?
No.
You say, every time I talk, you say my girl Kelly.
I do. That's not girlfriend. You said, do I call her my girlfriend? I said, no, I do not.
Okay. You don't say, I guarantee you don't say, I'm hanging out with my guy, John.
No. But the only reason I throw my girl in there is because you got to justify it to everybody else. Everybody else wants to. If I say, "Oh, I'm going over to Kelly's house," oh, that's your girlfriend. They automatically assume it. So I put the stipulation that no, it's just my girl that I hang out with.
But you do have relations with her.
I'm just gonna leave it as we hang out, whatever that means.
Okay, that would be another stipulation to the girlfriend aspect of things. Like
Not necessarily.
Okay, absolutely would.
You don't have to fuck.
Wait a second. You can't say to me that John is your guy, your friend, and he sucks your dick, dude. That would be a totally different.
Well, you caught me.
And that would be a totally different animal involved in the mix here, dude. That's a totally different kind of scenario.
Yeah.
That would mean he's more your boyfriend than he is your friend.
Yeah.
If your girl is pleasing you in any kind of sexual way, then that takes it a notch.
See, this is you reaching for trying to frame it in the boyfriend girlfriend.
No, I'm reaching for what actually your relationship entails.
It just entails everything that you would expect.
Everything that I would expect with a girl.
Yeah.
Okay. That's totally different than anything I would expect for you and I hanging out.
And that is true. It is a different relationship than I would have with you or John or anybody else. Yes.
So then I would take it a step up from being just a friend to being a girlfriend.
No.
Okay, I got a lot of friends that are girls that don't suck my dick, dude.
No, and I'm going to tell you why it's not a girlfriend. And me and her
I don't
literally
mean to be that crass, by the way. I'm using your language.
Me and her literally had this exact part of the conversation on Monday night. If we were boyfriend and girlfriend,
yeah,
quote unquote dating, I would get lazy. She would get lazy. We always have to be on our A game around each other. We cannot be, whatever. Let's just fucking, do, if we make a plan, it can't be that. Let's just fucking stay home. Who gives a shit? It's much more of a, keeps us on our toes thing. But at the same time, we don't have the thing where it's like, we have to spend, every week we have to get together and spend time and do this or do that. And neither of us does anything that we don't want to do.
I agree with Tom here.
Well, everybody can agree any way they want to. I know that I'm in the relationship. I know what it is.
Look, I understand that you're in the relationship. Has she ever met your mother?
Yeah.
Again, sign of a girlfriend.
But she doesn't come, like she's not coming over to Thanksgiving tomorrow.
What's she doing for Thanksgiving?
Going to her sister's.
Okay, she's going to see her family, but I mean, that's different. You could be dating and they go to different places for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and you could be single and go to the same place for Thanksgiving.
But you can't be dating and have or not be dating and have some sort of sexual contact on a regular basis.
Who said anything about anything? You did, not me.
Okay, well, that's what I'm trying to ask you. You're not,
and I'm not answering it on purpose.
If you're not answering, that obviously means that that's happening.
I'm not answering that.
And you said it in the past. You've said that. Again, I'm not going to use your language because I don't want to keep, it's the same for Thanksgiving. I'm not going to keep talking about sucking dick. But I'm just saying you've said it in the past.
I have?
You have.
Tape?
Absolutely.
I'd like to hear that tape. I'm always very careful about what I do and do not say that we do.
Okay. I'm very positive that you would say that.
I may have said something on the phone. I know I didn't say it on the
air. Well, again, I'm not trying to. I was going to say I'm not trying to pry, but I am kind of trying to pry. I wanted to see,
Dude, it just is what it is. It's not. To me, to be dating is leading to something else. Is to be trying to get further. I am in no interest. I have no interest on getting any further than this.
And she doesn't either.
She does not either.
She does not have any interest in furthering this relationship with you even a little bit.
Nope. At least she's not saying. If she does, she ain't saying it.
And she won't come on a show.
Nope.
Okay.
She doesn't want to. See?
Look, I understand, but we're talking about in that kind of instance, you're on a regular basis with this girl, is the point.
I'm in a relationship that if I met somebody else, I could go right for it, and that would be fine.
But you're not looking for anybody.
No, because I don't want a relationship. I'm in the perfect scenario for me.
Seth trying to analyze Chris is hilarious. Seth just made Chris earlier point out.
See, there you go.
I think, again, I'm going to point out that I think that we both should have some sort of shrink on here to analyze both of us.
Yeah.
Because I think that we both have deep-seated issues. In fact, my dad called me the other day.
Yeah.
We were talking about your situation with
Kelly.
Are you using her for money?
Am I using her for money? Absolutely not.
So we were talking about your relationship with Kelly and everything else. And I said, I think that either it stems back from when Chris was a child watching his parents' relationships, or, relationship with your wife in the past that may have tainted you from wanting to have any further relations.
I will openly
Kelly.
admit that is a big part of it. That's a
Both?
huge part of it. No,
Both?
No, my parents had a good relationship.
Okay.
If anything, I could only wish I could have that relationship.
All right.
But definitely getting smoked by my now ex made me not willing to do it again. There's no reason to. At first, when I first got single, all I did was date. I dated like a serial dater. I literally was dating. I was going out on first dates and then going from there to hospice to watch my dad die. So, I literally was not in a good frame of mind. But instead of just not being dating so I could deal with my dad dying, I kept right on doing it because I felt like I needed to be in a relationship, because I had never been single as an adult ever, So I did that for a while, and just as I got further along and as I kind of analyzed myself more and more, I realized that I just didn't want it. I just don't want, I'll never be a good boyfriend. I'll never be a good husband. So why do it? It doesn't make sense to me. If you know you're bad at something, why would you do it why would you keep trying to do it?
Maybe you can improve on it.
Maybe I don't want to improve on it, though.
Then I started thinking about that, too, after the show on Monday.
Yeah.
That maybe I want to analyze you so I can figure out, why I am the way that I am. Because I seem to be, or used to be anyways, a serial relationship guy.
Okay.
And, I don't consider myself that now. Obviously, I'm with my wife for 20 years coming June.
Right.
And so I obviously found the woman of my dreams, the woman I want to be with forever. And,
sure.
and I'm happy with that. It's, again, 20 years in June. And so, that's not an issue. But before her, I was definitely a serial relationship person. And then it seemed like for me, one seemed like it was kind of over with. Then it was on to the next one. And I wanted that. I wanted the next one, and then I wanted the next one after that, and after that, and after that.
Sure.
I was been a serial relationship guy since I was, 16 years old. And then obviously I had some times where I wasn't dating somebody, and I was able to sprinkle in a lot of good and fun and partying and all that kind of stuff for a while. But again, I always seem to be the serial relationship guy.
Sure.
And I don't know what it is about me. Is it a need to be loved?
Well, but maybe here's the real question. You kept going because you needed a partner, and then you found the partner. So now you're with the partner. And I'm not saying that as bad. I'm actually saying that as a good. I don't do well with the partner.
Tom wants us to get Dr. Phil on next week.
Well, fine with me. You can get whoever you want.
And he's a Trump supporter.
You get a shrink, I will absolutely tell these same stories. I'll tell every story. I don't care. I'm not shy about this. I don't care.
So, I mean, what do you think my problem is, though? Do you think?
I don't think you have a problem necessarily. I think you have a different. I don't think one of us is right and one of us is wrong.
Well, I don't think it's normal behavior. Either one.
Yeah, it is. Yours is way more normal than mine.
A serial relationship person?
Yeah. There's plenty of those. There's tons of those that are out there.
You got to remember, I literally got divorced at like 10 in the morning. And by noon, because then me and my ex-wife went out and had some hot dogs on the street. And then by 3, I was engaged again.
Yeah, but that happens.
So it seems like I'm in that constant need of...
Dude.
I said it today on the show with Bob.
Yeah.
It was off the air, though, because we were talking off the air. I am constant need of reassurance. Like, in my life, period. Like, when I talk to Bob, I never got it from Triv. On a rare occasion, Triv would say, hey, good job. I mean, it would have to be something you really did good. And then with Bob, if he says, hey, good job on a guest, dude, I like start getting giddy inside because I need that reassurance in my life because I don't think I get it enough anywhere else.
Well, you might not. Maybe that's what you're striving for.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
I think that's what it is, and even in relationships. I'm striving for that, hey, I really, really like you. You're good enough kind of thing. Because maybe I'm unhappy with myself and don't think that I'm good enough, and I'm looking for that reassurance from even women or whoever it is. Like when you don't tell me good show, I feel like awful inside.
See, and that's just a personality difference. And that's, truthfully, again, that is more common than I am. There are far less people that are like me that couldn't give two shits what anybody says about anything. That goes for it, does their own thing, says their own thing, says whatever they want to, and doesn't care if anybody is unhappy. And I don't. Dude, I my one book, and other things. The last book I wrote, the one that I wrote about all the dirty shit that I did in Korea and Arizona and whatnot, my Army book. I had to literally tell my mother not to read it. I had to tell her, do not read this book because it's too dirty for you to read. Now, if publishing a book is a fairly major accomplishment.
Yeah.
And yet I had to look my mom straight in the eye and say, this will make you disappointed that I'm your son. And I did, and I didn't even flinch. I just told her, this is what I'm writing about. And using that book as just one example, John edited that book for me, and he thought that it was going to be like fun. And he immediately was like, Jesus Christ, this is tough to read because it was so filthy and dirty. And he couldn't believe that I was so openly telling those stories. And truth be told, lived that life. But I did. I'm the oddball here. I'm not trying to say I'm not the oddball here. I definitely live a life where I don't care what anybody thinks. And it's not fake. It's not phony. It's not, I'm trying to be a tough guy or anything. Anybody that knows me outside of these cameras knows me to be the exact same way and always have been and never am going to change. It's just not going to change.
Brian says religion plays a big part in it for Seth. Well, look, I don't go to church every week like I probably should, but I am a deeply religious person, and I do pray literally every single day. And I do believe in God, and I know that, and I do feel bad about a lot of things that I've done in my life. And I feel like God is looking at me and going, "You're a dumbass, fuck up piece of shit." And I think even when I end the show, I'm like, "Oh my God, dude, God really hates this." And I do. I have, I think, in my life, perpetual guilt.
Well, you do. Well, everything you're saying is you're looking for someone else to say that you did well. Right. You're looking for religion to tell you did well. You're looking for a wife to tell you do well. You were looking for relationships to tell you that you do well. Me, I just do well. And I don't care. If I think I did well and you think that I did shitty, guess what? I did well. That's it. There's no two ways about it. I will never second guess myself. if I think I did something right. Where you, it sounds like you never accept that you're doing something right.
No, I always feel like it should be better. Like it should be done better, done differently. And because usually I'm like Costanza from Seinfeld. Like everything, I should do the exact opposite of what I do to make it actually go right.
Right.
And I don't know if that's the right thing to do or not. I just feel like whatever I do, I should be doing it better or different instead of what I'm doing. I always second guess, and maybe that's a problem.
Well, it's a confidence problem. I have no confidence problems at all. Believe me, I'm confident to the point of being arrogant, and I know it.
I get that.
And I'm fine with it.
But I don't see that when I hear you like that, and I have heard you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as a good thing. I look at it as something that I hate to use the word envious, but I'm envious of the fact that you're able to do that. And I sit back and go, well, fuck, dude. Like even before I lost a leg, I was like that. I think I'm actually more confident now that I've lost a leg than I was before I did.
Probably are.
I mean, when I get out of the car now and people are staring at me while I'm putting on a leg.
Of course, sure.
And it doesn't even bother me. It doesn't faze me, and I'm more confident walking into a store going, oh, fuck you. I don't care what you think.
Right.
And so I'm more confident now, I think, than I ever have been.
Sure.
But, you have to be somewhat confident to do what I did for a living for the past 25 years of my life. You have to be somewhat confident to get on that stage, like I was talking about before, and you have to be confident to get, some of the women that I've gotten in my life. You don't think I never could have gotten a woman like my wife ever. If it wasn't for
I still haven't figured that one out.
Right? I mean, if I didn't have like at least a little bit of confidence when I met her and stuff like that. So I mean, it's there, but then I somehow regress into feeling guilty and
no. Well, you're not regressing. You always feel it. Even with that, your first thing out of your mouth is, "There's no way I should get her."
Right.
Instead of, "Goddamn right, I got her," as it should be.
Right.
Maybe she's not as great as you think.
I don't know about that.
Maybe you guys are equals.
No, there's no.
Oh, but there's the difference. You would never. I don't care what happens if she ages 40 years in 3 hours and just looks like an old hag all of a sudden. You'll still feel like she's better than you.
I'm leaving her. No.
You ain't leaving her. You ain't never leaving her. Who are you fucking fooling?
If she aged 40 years in 3 hours, I might.
You ain't leaving.
I'm probably not.
You will absolutely stay there. And everybody's different, man. It's all just self-comfort, really. You get to a place, and again, I'm a little older than you. Maybe that's part of it, but I've gotten to a place where I am self-confident and self-comfortable. I have no need for anybody to make my life better. I just don't. I don't need family. I don't need friends, really. I don't need girlfriends. I don't need any of that shit. I could be just fine working and accomplishing. And that's where I get my rush, is by having accomplishments, by writing books, by building computer networks, by building Pinball PA,
Look, I think a lot of mine, when I look back at I don't know if I was necessarily like this before I started in, the radio business. Because if I look back at 25 years of my career, even when I was at MMS, I started on like the morning show there, and I did overnights, all that kind of stuff. But when I did like the mornings, they had me doing stupid shit, dude. I mean, they had me like laying in the back of a fucking pickup truck, a garbage bag going through a car wash, and they had like me on an exercise bike outside of the Progressive Field, wearing nothing but a thong and lunch meat strapped to my body and stuff like that. And so I did shit that was horrible, degrading, and like, just to make fun of me and put me down, but it was funny. Sure. So I did it. And then, obviously everybody knows, if you listen to the Trip Show at all, I mean, I got called stupid and an asshole pretty much every day for 15 years. And, that kind of stuff continues, not like that, but I mean, still, it kind of continues to this day.
But it convinced you that that's who you are.
because I play a character that puts up with that and has that kind of attitude and so maybe it is I've just convinced myself that that's who I am and
yeah. It could very well be where me, anytime I was on the radio, I was always a dominant figure. Always. I am here. I know I am. I don't try to be. I try to let you be since your name's on the marquee, but I know I'm a dominant voice. I'm clearly the dominant voice on the other two shows. It's just, it's natural. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with either of us. I know you're still looking for which one of us is right and which one of us is wrong. I don't think either is right or wrong. I think it just is. Sometimes things just are. We're both right, really.
Seth will stay with his wife until his last days. Consider yourself lucky, Seth. I do consider myself lucky. I never said I wasn't. I'm not, saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah. I know this. If I got into like a full-time day-to-day relationship, I would blow it up within 6 months. I know it. Because no wife, no woman is going to put up with the way I am. It's just not going to happen.
It's so weird because, again, like somebody said, we're the polar opposites. Mm-hmm. Because if I got into another relationship, if my wife left tomorrow, I would immediately try to find another relationship.
Yeah.
If she left me, I would immediately try to find it. And then I know me, like if it instead of you would implode it.
Oh yeah.
Me, I would hang on to it, and if I had to apologize to the dying breath to keep the relationship, that's what I'm going to do.
See, I tried all that with my ex. I tried my damnedest to fix it and get her to stay and this and that. And God knows I look at it now. And I mean, me and her get along great. We had a nice conversation on Monday, actually. Monday evening. We talked for an hour and a half. So we're fine. But I can't thank her enough for kicking me to the curb now. But back when I was married, and I grew, and this is the difference. When I was married, I had your attitude. Like, I will stay. I knew I was miserable, and I was willing to stay until I fell over dead, being miserable.
I'm not miserable. Let me just say that.
No, but what I'm saying is, even if you were, I don't think you would run right away. I don't think you'd be like, oh, I'm unhappy, I'm leaving. I was that way. I hated her. She hated me. And we were both dug in like North and South Korea at the border, looking to lob bullets at each other, man. It just couldn't work. And now it's like total freedom. And it's like there's no reason for me to even challenge what I think is a good situation. There's no reason to. Especially when I know I'll blow it up.
I wonder if mine, you call it lack of self-confidence. I wonder if it's fear. Like
fear of what? Being alone?
Being alone, fear of letting somebody down, fear of...
Well,
I think I need to be analyzed.
I don't know. I mean, no one agrees with what I'm about to say. And I know this, but I swear to you on my kid's life, this is what I truly, truly feel. If your fear is that you'll die alone, that is a ridiculous fear. Because no matter what, you ain't going to remember it. You're not going to remember it. So who gives a shit? Why would you put pressure on yourself to have somebody there to make them feel like shit as you drop off the planet?
But look, I don't think it's a fear of dying alone. I mean, I was almost there anyways. And you're right. I don't, I have certain memories of when I was close to death and that kind of thing. But I don't think that is necessarily it. I think it's a matter of I enjoy the companionship of my wife, or and want that for as long as I can have it.
And that's cool.
It's my life. That's what I want. But I don't think it's necessarily a fear of dying alone. I think it's a fear of not having that enjoyment of the companionship and just sitting there by myself forever. I mean, you don't get lonely sitting around the house going, man, I wish there was somebody else here to hang out with.
No, because if I do, I could pick up the phone and find somebody to go do something with. And I do. If I need to, If I need to go and hang out with somebody or something, if I'm bored, I'll pick up the phone. And I've got strong enough relationships with friends and family and whatever that I can do that. And they'll answer the phone. They'll answer the phone whenever I call. I might get bitched at because I talk too much, but, but they will answer the phone. Stephanie, John's wife, she will answer the phone anytime I call her. Anytime. And if I want to hang out, if I called her today and said, hey, let's go have some dinner Friday, we'd be having dinner Friday. Simple as that. Same with John, same with my mom, same with Kelly, same with everybody.
I can understand, Bob says, I can understand, Seth. I've been single a total of 11 months since I was 18. The quest for the perfect mate I finally met with my wife. Also my first and only time I've been married.
Lucky.
You are a lucky man. And you're also lucky that you live in fucking Florida. And I was talking about you last night, Bob. I hope you're feeling all right. My footless compadre.
I will say this is another one that is a definite part of the reason for me. Financial reasons.
Well, yeah. I mean, I look, again, I can't say that I feel that way because I don't want to leave my wife regardless. But I'm just saying financial reasons at the end of the day, if she left me, I would be freaking out. I wouldn't know.
Well, sure.
I mean, I don't make enough where I could sit there and go, yeah, I can hold down a household without another income or something like that. I don't know what I would do.
See, for me, it's an already predestined built-in fight. If I was to go and get into some serious relationship, how in the world do I tell this chick that I'm in there, well, I'm not leaving you shit? How do I say, yeah, I own 3 businesses and they're already spoken for? You get none of it.
I know. How the hell are you going to tell that girl that Seth already has the one business lined up and you can't have anything?
That's right.
That would suck for you to have to tell that girl that.
But it wouldn't suck anymore than having to tell her that, yeah, I got a business out there in Pittsburgh that makes $500,000 a year and you don't get any.
Yeah.
You think a chick's going to be accepting of that? It's a pre-built fight.
Marcus says, I got divorced in 2014 and was single all the way until I met my new girlfriend in 2023. Not ready to get married again, but enjoying the new relationship.
And that's fine. I think everybody somehow thinks that I'm like anti-relationship. I'm not. I'm anti-relationship for me.
You. But don't you, okay. Remember what it was like, though, when you started those relationships and you had those butterflies?
Yes.
And you couldn't wait to see that girl, blah, 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 blah. You don't miss that feeling anymore? No. You don't miss that love feeling?
Let me tell you, I could tell you exactly why I don't. Because the very last serious thing I got into was about, 7 or 8 years ago now. To where I actually pushed Kelly aside for a minute for this girl, Amy. And I got involved with Amy, like over the top involved with her. Like, she lives in Florida, but she literally, we were traveling to see each other and everything else. And it was one of those things. I could not wait to talk to her on the phone, to fucking FaceTime, to bring her up here, or to go down there, whatever it was, all the different things. Could not wait. It was every minute of consuming my day. And then my son got sick. My son got cancer. And I had to kind of push everything aside to help my son deal with cancer, right?
Yeah.
And she literally said to me that I was being selfish for pushing her and everything else aside to deal with my son having cancer.
Huh.
And I lost my fucking mind.
Well, that's
and
terrible.
I just was like, well, fuck you. I hope you die in a fucking fire, you cunt. And, and that was that. And I mean, that was that. But after that, I just was like, see, this isn't worth it. Because no matter what, for me, I'm intense with the things that I do in a way that will never work for a relationship. You cannot push a spouse, a girlfriend, or whatever off, no matter what else is going on in your life. And my life is in a pecking order. And if something's above that person in the pecking order, then they just don't matter until that problem is solved. And that's just how I am. And again, in a perfect world, if I could find the perfect person that didn't drive me crazy, yeah, sure, that would be great. But I don't believe it exists. And I honestly don't believe that I could be attentive enough to another person to make them happy either. Because like I said on Monday, I'm super selfish when it comes to my time. I'm not going to just blindly give her time because she wants to go to fucking Petiti's and pick tulips or whatever. Fuck off.
Well, I mean, that may just not have been the right girl, but I'm just saying that I don't know. I love that feeling of
it's fun
and that kind of thing. I thrive on that.
It's fun, but it always ends up in the other place for me. I've had that feeling several times. I've been engaged twice, married once, had that whole love thing a dozen times. And you know where it always ends up? With somebody throwing something at me and telling me I'm an asshole and and they're not wrong. Even my ex-wife, I was talking to her the other night and I told her because we were talking about literally if something could have been different where we could have coexisted or made it work. And I told her point blank, no. I said, there's just no way. I could never give you what you wanted, which was more attention than I needed for everything else. She said to me, she goes, you never wanted to be married. And I was like, you're absolutely right. I never did. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you some story that's not true. I never did want to be married. I got married solely because that's what I was taught was supposed to happen. When I was a kid, there was the pecking order. You graduate high school, you go get a job, then you get a wife, then you have kids, then you get a house. That whole pecking order of the perfect family, right? My problem was I raced to do it in a year. I literally graduated high school, was in the service 10 days later, was in a relationship with Georgetta in fucking 10 months. 10 months later, I'm in a relationship that lasted 25 years, 24 years.
How long were you married?
23.
Wow.
And I was happy 3 or 4 good weeks.
I thought that once you hit like a certain time, like you might as well just say fuck it, I'm in it.
Dude, well, we did. Honestly, it's just funny you're bringing this up because we literally talked about this yesterday. Or Monday. We knew early on that we weren't going to work. But I, being the guy that always has the plan, I always had a plan. It was like, well, let's have a baby. That'll make things better. So then we had my daughter, and that didn't make things better. Then it was like, well, maybe we need another baby, and that'll make things better. So then the twins were born. Then we were both kind of at our wits' end and really weren't liking each other. But that's when I got hurt. So that derailed everything. And to her credit, she didn't just run, which in hindsight, I might have. But she stuck around and got me through it. Well, by that point, we're at the 10-year mark. So it's like, okay, now what do we do? Do we yank them out of school? And I was being a total cunt. We had talked about splitting up at like the 10, 11-year mark. And I told her point blank, if she tried to leave, I was going to split the kids up because I knew she wouldn't do that. So that was my way of winning. Again, I'm an asshole too. I'm not going to try and pretend I'm not. I'm an asshole too. And she knew, she didn't work. She stayed home and took care of the kids and I worked. Well, that meant I had all the money. I was going to win in a divorce court in a custody hearing where she didn't have shit. So I mean, again, it just life leads itself to wherever it leads to. My point is now, why would I take any chance? I feel like my life is so close to perfect right now. Why would I take any chance at all at fucking that up? Why would I do that? I only got 5 to 10 years left. Why would I spend any of it with some miserable bitch that I hate?
I hope they have more than 5 years left.
Well, I don't know, dude. I'm already a year past what I was supposed to get.
I understand that, but
so I don't feel sick or anything, and I don't feel like I'm going to die anytime soon, but you never know, and if it happens, if I pass out right in front of this camera and die, I've done everything I need to do. And I'm happy. I go away with no regrets at all. None. Done every single thing I wanted to do.
Right.
Who says that?
Yeah, not a lot of people, but I mean, since you're talking like that, make sure you sign that will and make sure it says like we changed from CMS to SethRocks.com. And I will make sure that all the other podcasts stay afloat.
I'm sure, believe me, I'm sure my son would be more than happy to sign that over to you.
Right. Like I knew that I have a keeper in my, I knew I had a keeper with my wife from the very beginning. I mean,
sure.
She's put up with a lot of shit when it comes to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I lost his leg, especially, I mean, I was hoping and praying that I'd come home and she'd still be there. And thank God she was. And, it's been there before. I mean, it's not easy dealing with somebody that missing a fucking leg at times.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know.
I'll answer this too. What am I going to do when I get older and I might need help from my children or just being alone? That is not good. Well, my kids will help, or they won't, or they'll throw me in some Uncle Junior type, care facility or something. I don't worry about that stuff.
Man, I am so hoping that I never get to that point.
I hope it doesn't happen to me too. I hope I just drop dead. I hope I go to sleep and don't wake up. Honestly.
No time soon. No time soon.
No time soon. But I mean, if it ever gets to where I'm, old and decrepit, like you watch The Sopranos, right?
Yeah.
You remember when they brought in the one guy to be the hitter and he had cancer and he couldn't breathe and he was coughing all the time?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I fear.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
That is I would rather be dead than that.
Yeah.
As long as I can get around okay and, and I'm fairly healthy, I'm good. But man, the minute that every other minute is, I worry about the weird things, MS or some shit. I worry about that kind of stuff. But I don't worry about like dementia or whatever. I think it'd be kind of fun to wake up the next day and not know where I am.
See, I don't know about that, man.
I don't think I would fear that terribly much.
Like I know somebody now who slipped in a bathtub. Right? I know somebody.
Sure.
And the only way they can communicate is blinking.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't imagine.
No, that would suck.
I mean, and that kind of shit could just happen to you, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I can't imagine being able to like have your thoughts in your head and not being able to communicate them to somebody.
Dude, my grandfather, he lived in Solon, him and my grandma Evie. And my grandfather had a stroke. Like, must have been when I was like 4 or 5 years old, because I have vague memories of him being able to talk, but not many. And we would go visit, 3, 4, 5 times a year. And, he couldn't talk. He would all he could say is "Faye." So you'd say, "Hey, you want to watch the football game, Grandpa?" "Faye, Faye, Faye." You want some food? "Faye, Faye."
Oh God, dude, that would just kill me.
Everything, and I would just watch him get so fucking mad, like, he'd be wanting something, like maybe he's thirsty or something, and he'd be like, "Faye, Faye, Faye, Faye," Faye, different phase. And none of us knew what he's fucking talking about. We'd be like, "You want the remote control? Do you want some pretzels? Do you want do you need to go to the bathroom? What do you need?" "Faye, Faye." And he would just get mad as a motherfucker. And I just was like, I would find a way to find the strength to put a gun in my hand and shoot myself in the head.
I'm saying, if I was him, I'd draw a gun and say, "Do it."
Yeah.
And Faye.
Yeah. But he couldn't point or any of that kind. Like he could stand up and slowly, and I mean super fucking slowly, walk with a cane. But like to go 10 feet would take 10 minutes. It was brutal.
All right, you still have that weapon next to you? If you ever see me like that, use that, please. I'm giving you permission as we speak.
Yeah. I mean, that's
on tape.
I've seen the worst, and I've been through arguably the worst. So I don't fear, and I think that might be part of the reason that I have the attitude that I have too, is because I don't fear dying at all, because I've been there. Quite honestly, I've been on death's door twice. Once 2 years ago, 3 years ago when I had COVID, and obviously 30 years ago when I got burned up.
I still don't like the idea, though.
I don't fear it. I'm not afraid, like, oh my God, time's going to stop. I'm not going to be here anymore or whatever. I just don't have that. It's like, all right, if my day is done, well, and again, a big part of it is I've done everything that I want to do. I've built businesses. I've wrote books. I've been on TV. I've been on the radio. I've done all the stuff. To where I look at it, I'm like, okay, that's cool. My brother always says to me that I should make a new bucket list, because he's one of those bucket list guys. And he's always like, well, I need to go to Rome still, or I need to go to, Zimbabwe, or wherever the fuck he wants to go. And me, I'm just like, I got nothing. I've done.
This is massively depressing talk, considering we're heading into a holiday weekend where we're giving thanks for everything, including our lives, our kids, our families, and everything else.
He's right on that too.
What does your mom make for Thanksgiving before we get out of here and go to Mines and actually talk about?
Boy, Mines is going to be something. I'm very confident about Mines today. All right. I don't know. I guess turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce, and I'm sure there'll be some sort of a vegetable, green beans or carrots.
Do you like cranberry sauce?
Love it. Fake stuff though, not the real stuff.
So you like the can?
I like the can.
And it's shaped like a can when you dump it out.
Dump that son of a bitch out, cut it into little slices, and eat it like an orange or something.
See, I've had cranberry juice, but I've never had cranberry sauce. Never actually had it.
I love the cranberry. How can you have cranberry juice and not try the cranberry sauce?
Because I read that cranberry juice is good for like your kidneys.
Okay, well, and what? You think cranberry sauce wouldn't be?
I don't know. There's probably I have no idea. It might be, but I've never tried it. Never tried it over the 48 years of life. I've never had cranberry sauce.
Well, why don't you do yourself a favor tomorrow and have a slice of cranberry sauce?
We'll get a slice of cranberry. Now, I wanted to do something different. Do you know anything about stuffing?
Other than I love it, not really.
I got stovetop because I'm. If I added like a can of like cream and mushroom soup or something like that, would that be good?
Yep. That is good.
Mixed it in with the stuffing.
Yeah. Dude, a lot of times with stuffing, I'll take, like sausage or something, and I'll grill up a bunch of sausage and chop it up and mix that in the stuffing and stuff.
Pretty good too.
Fuck yeah, dude. Stuffing. Look, there's a reason I'm a fat piece of shit.
Yeah, I know,
that's it. Because I love this stuff.
Me too.
This is Christmas. Tomorrow is my Christmas.
What sucks is, because of my issues, I'm not supposed to eat a lot of carbs. Well, that's all this fucking meal is carbs. The gravy is carbs. The potatoes are carbs. The stuffing is carbs. The corn is sweet.
Yeah.
Everything I have.
Yeah, but one day, you should be all right for one day.
Well, that's just it. I'll double up the insulin.
I mean, you'll be fine for one afternoon.
Well, I think we should head over to Mines. What do you think?
I'm in.
Everybody, thanks for listening today. Have a good, safe night tonight on the roads. And if you're drinking, have a good time. And then enjoy your Thanksgiving and the rest of your week. Black Friday, everything else. Thank you. We appreciate it. God willing, we'll talk to you on Monday. Do we have Farner on Monday?
We have Mark Farner on Monday.
Mark Farner on Monday from
Grand Funk.
Grand Funk. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank there. So have a great rest of the week, and we will talk to you then. If you're heading over to Mines, mines.com/Seth Williams Show. We will see you there in about 3 minutes.
And it's going to be filthy, folks.
There you go.
That's all I got to say.
We'll talk to you later.
All right, see ya.
Seth Williams loves this land, stands tall and proud. Believes in freedom, speaks his mind out loud. Mentored by Trip, he learned to be tough. Life knocked him down, but he got back up. still strong and true, chasing dreams under skies of red, white, and blue. Voting for Trump, he shouts it clear. WTAM tried to bring him down, but he's still here. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. Hates LeBron James, won't wear that crown. Prefers hard work and blue jeans in this town. Radio waves try to shut him up, but Seth keeps singing, filling that cup. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air. From the small town streets to the mountain high, Seth sees the flag waving, reaching for the sky. He keeps on fighting with a rebel yell, for every fallen soldier and the stories they tell. In the heart of America, Seth takes a stand. Against the tides, he defends our land. Liberals call him crazy, but he don't care. He's got the spirit of an eagle, soaring high in the air.